I figured that since this episode is called The Broken Man, we'd probably see Sandor Clegane, and of course we did. I thought he'd be revealed at the end, but instead they did a cold opening and revealed him before they even began the opening credits. It's pretty clear that they're setting up the Hound's allegiance with the Faith Militant. He seems to have a lot of sympathy for Ian McShane's character, and now that this character has been murdered, he's going to find a way to get revenge, which I suspect will lead him back to King's Landing, where he'll likely fight the Mountain. Clegane Bowl has almost entirely been confirmed. Something that's still an open question, though, is that the Hound's friends were all killed by the Brotherhood without banners. So how is that going to translate into Clegane ending up with the Faith Militant? Maybe since the Brotherhood is associated with Thoros of Myr, a priest of the Red God, the Faith Militant see them as heretics. Perhaps there's a skirmish between the Brotherhood and the Faith Militant in which Clegane is involved, and the Faith Militant end up recruiting him. In the north, Sansa wants to try to recruit a bigger army, and Jon just wants to attack right away, seeing as there's not much time and securing more men isn't going so well. It doesn't seem like there would be all that much of a chance that they would be able to beat the Boltons, but perhaps the Boltons are not as prepared as Jon thinks they are. If Littlefinger wrote that letter goading Jon into a confrontation instead of Ramsay, perhaps Ramsay doesn't expect an attack at all. In the Riverlands, the Freys continue to show themselves to be totally inept. They threaten to kill Edmure Tully, then when the Blackfish calls their bluff, they don't kill him. At that point, Edmure is totally useless to them. Why would they keep him alive when they'd have to waste resources on feeding him and guarding him so he doesn't escape? Sansa wants to get the Blackfish's help, but considering that the Blackfish is now surrounded by both the Freys and Jaime's men, it looks like they're going to need Sansa's help first. He's not going to be able to get any of his men to Winterfell unless Brienne gets down there and somehow single-handedly rescues them. Since it looks like Sansa is going to take Littlefinger up on his offer of the Knights of the Vale, maybe they can help too. Given Littlefinger's feelings for Catelyn Stark, he may want the Freys out of the picture as soon as possible. In King's Landing, Margaery has made it clear to Olenna that she's just playing along with the High Sparrow, but I'm kinda surprised that Olenna couldn't figure that out on her own. I don't think Margaery's fooling the Sparrow though. It's not clear why she and Tommen haven't been doing it, but I think Margaery is reluctant to produce an heir. Maybe she figures that once an heir is produced, they'll no longer need her and they'll throw her back in her cell or maybe even execute her. And Arya looks pretty fucked at this point. I thought she would just end up dying right there, but that might end up being dragged out like her training montages were. Although it seems to me that all of Arya's story would have happened for nothing if she were to just die right now.